Oh, you're the guy on the cover. Oh my god, I didn't mean to look. I'm sorry. I put the screen back up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to look. I was looking at a schmangle dangle. I'm sorry. It was just it's so perfectly outlined and I didn't mean to. It was just so perfectly outlined. Hello and welcome to my sweet housemate. If you are new here, hi, I'm Voyia. I play a variety of games, and if you ever want me to play something, please do not hesitate to ask. And if you're new here, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed. And with all that being said, let's get started. Now, when the creator reached out to me about this game, I was excited because I am so happy for the opportunities that I get, and YouTube has granted me so many opportunities to meet really good creators of visual novels, games in general, and meeting, new people with the same kind of a thought pattern as me with anxiety, with ADHD, with other things that happens to them and stuff, but they're good, sweet people. And a lot of us with these type of problems and stuff don't get seen, but I'm grateful or, creator stuff don't get seen. And I'm grateful for people letting me, play their games and stuff. So creator, if you see this, thank you so much for choosing me. Then I started to get shocked because I'm like, you chose me? Silly Voyia, you chose me? And then I got scared because I read the description of this and it is a horror game. It's a horror visual novel. And a lot of people sleep on horror visual novels. They be scary. The dumb jump scares and all. Now, this game did not have any warnings. So, do with the information what you will. In-house listing search. Room 15M2. I don't know what that means. $550 a month? Hey, where's this house located at? Let me look at it real quick. Heck yeah. And also, if it's a little skippy, I do apologize. Certain games don't be working too good on my laptop, but I promise you I'm going to try to do the best I possibly can to make it look as good as I possibly can. Willinson's Avenue, a single room, shared kitchen, shared bathroom, no deposit? Heck yeah! Submit your application immediately. Name. We got this. Voyia. Pronouns are not they, them. Pronouns are she, her. Thank you. Let's listen to the voice. Oh. Okay. I feel like I lean more towards that, but I think that might be the male voice. I'll stay in the middle. Okay. And also, thank you guys for the support on the last game that I played. I'm sure the creator absolutely adored everybody's feedback on their games and stuff. It was a really good game. You tirelessly wait for your application to go through before you shut your old laptop with a sigh. This ancient thing that has clearly seen better days somehow already managed to start hyperventilating after you open just a couple of tabs. I'm telling you, my laptop is right there with yours. Don't feel bad. You promptly put it in your backpack as you lean back in your seat. You can't help but let out a sour chuckle. Anyone else would probably find this old worn down diner seat extremely uncomfortable, but you don't have that luxury of complaining. In fact, it might be the softest thing you sat in a week. Oh my God. And, reading this, I know it's supposed to be like laughs and giggles, but it just makes me think about homeless people, and I just feel so sorry for them because you just kind of get what you get, right? And a lot of us be thinking like, wow, my life sucks. Because I think it too. I'd be like, dang, I wish I had a desktop and, all this stuff. I'd be thinking a lot of stuff. And then you hear about this, that the comfiest thing you felt all day was a diner seat. And we've all, if you haven't sat in a diner seat before, they are not comfortable. And some of them are leather, so it's not good. Unaware of your own actions, you start anxiously fidgeting with your phone, silently praying to all the possible gods out there that your application will be approved. 9, 10. At this point, you've been homeless for 11 months, nearly a year. Jesus. After saving all the money you could for several months, you finally were able to save enough to rent an apartment. Or at least that's what you thought. In 11 months of your homelessness, the housing prices went up, making it practically impossible for you to find anything affordable at this point. You frantically search every housing website, hoping to at least get some shiny old room, but nothing was ever even nearly in your price range. But this listing was everything you could ever ask for. You were thanking whoever was up there in the sky or down there in the pits of hell. Oh my God. I mean, that is something you got to think about. Sometimes you think it's a blessing and it's really a curse in disguise. That you managed to apply basically minutes after the listing went live. Sure, it is shady as hell. No deposit, no required credit history. There aren't even, ooh, that scared me. Sorry, I'm still keeping in mind that while it is chill right now, this is still a horror game, or somewhat semblance of a horror game. No deposit, no required credit history. There aren't even any pictures, and as a cherry on top, you'll have to live with some random guy you have no information about. Could you do it? Y'all tell me in the comment section, could you do it? I don't think I could. The only thing I would think in my head is like, you're a random guy renting out a room. You don't have any information about yourself. You don't want any information about me, but you're renting out a room for $550 a month. Yeah, no, I don't know. That's a little suspicious to me. You were so eager to get it first too that you didn't even ask for a tour. If anything, you are almost entirely sure that it's probably some old shed or even worse, a human trafficking trap. But you are already at the point where you don't even care. You feel like you'll go insane if you have to spend another night out on the streets. You shudder at the memories. Yeah, anything is better than that. Oh God. By the way, this game will be in parts. You can swear your heart skips a beat as your phone lights up with a new notification on your home screen. It's an email from the housing website. Could it be? You impatiently unlock your phone, somehow manage to enter your password incorrectly twice before you do. You quickly locate the email app and anxiously start reading. Thank you for your application, Voyia. We appreciate you using our service and our smart algorithm has picked these 5 other apartments for you to look at. This reminds me of what I'm going through right now. So, as y'all know, I want to be an awesome, big, famous YouTuber. And when I do, you guys are going to be the reason why. I will never take credit for something y'all helped me do. But right now, I am just a small, little, tiny YouTuber. And I have to find a job. So I moved to a new town and I have been looking for a job. I'm not homeless, but I am looking for a new job. And when I tell you that it is literally the hardest thing I've had to deal with, I almost want to cry every time. And then when my phone beeps, because it's a small town. And since it's a small town, you got to know somebody to get in somewhere. And I don't know anybody. But I've had the hardest time finding a job and stuff. This is why I don't have a desktop. This is why I tell y'all, if y'all ever want to help me out, throwing $3 here and there to the channel always helps out, because that's exactly where it's going. It's going to go directly to get me getting a desktop. I always save up all that stuff because, yeah, that's what I do. But in the meantime, This is what I'm doing right now. I'm very grateful for the followers that I have, and I'm grateful for the ones that watch this and come. But anyways, that was a little ramble. I can understand how like you see this notification, you're like, oh, somebody's calling me for a job, or oh, somebody's calling me for a housing listing. They'd be like, hey, here's these other listing of jobs that you might like. And I'm just like, did I get the job or not? Dang it. Are you kidding me? I just applied and already got an ad. You suddenly cursed the website, thinking that it would have been better if they paid for your rent instead of financing these ads that no one probably even looked at. Well, side of you. While busy with your grandiose brain cursing session that you almost skipped another notification that quickly floats into your phone screen. It's yet another email. I swear to God, if it's another ad, but it isn't. It's an email sent by whoever had posted that room listing. The first thing you note is its ridiculous length. It's short. Too short. In fact, there are only 3 lines, 2 of them being Dear Voyia and Br Seungmin Kim. I hope I said that name right. Please correct me respectfully, or creator, correct me in the comment section, please, of the name. I'm so terrible with names. So if I just call him Mr. Kim or Mrs. Kim, I don't know if this is a male or female. Just don't be bad at me, okay? The name of the original poster. The middle line just says, if you come to the apartment to sign the contract within 30 minutes, I'll give you the key. That is so shady, suspicious, shady, suspicious, whatever word you want to come up with. That's scary. Now you are entirely sure that your heart is skipping at least 30 beats a minute. Excuse the truck outside. You immediately spring from your seat, grabbing your backpack on your way before your attention is caught by a sad small cup of unfinished coffee on the table. Squeezing your lips with rising guilt, you quickly grab and drink the cold remnants before putting it back down and storming out of the diner. Will this finally be the day that ends your homeless life for good? Let's hope, fingers crossed. And it ain't a creepy guy waiting with his stick in his hand. And I'm not talking about an actual stick, just so y'all know. But this just sounds like I'm gonna come up and he gonna be rock solid hard. Jesus, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't need to explain. You find yourself in front of an apartment door trying to catch your breath. You don't particularly know how, but you somehow manage to make it in time. However, now you aren't even sure that you are in front of the correct apartment in the first place. You were fully expecting some shady old building, but it turns out to be just some average apartment complex. Something you could probably never even dream of affording in your current state. You hesitate for a good minute before letting out an anxious sigh and pressing the doorbell button. You hear an ordinary buzz sound play on the other side of the door, and then complete silence. The silence gets quickly interrupted, though, as you hear a faint footstep sounds behind the door. The door is open. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, so I'm just not going to give him a voice right now. You jolt as the sound of the man's voice comes from within the apartment, but almost instinctively push the door open. Okay, so it's a man. Still hesitant, you awkwardly step into the entrance. Oh, I'm so scared. As you walk in, you almost immediately get taken aback by your surroundings. You've replayed so many made-up horror scenarios in your head on your way here that the sight of an ordinary-looking hallway suddenly seems scarier than anything you could have come up with. Yeah, I know that feeling. I do it all the time. I'd be like, oh man, this is going to be so scary. And then when it's normal, I'm like, why is it so normal in here? I'm not normal, so this is unnormal. It's so normal that it's unnormal. There's no one in sight, so you just default to a polite stance in front of the entrance door, not even daring to make a single step. Now that you're actually in the apartment, and now that you've confirmed that it looks more or less normal, your anxiety levels are going through the roof. You have to make a good impression. You won't have another chance like this. Voyia, I assume. Oh, you're the guy on the cover. Oh my god, I didn't mean to look. I'm sorry. I put the screen back up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to look. I was looking at a schmangle dangle. I'm sorry. It's so perfectly outlined, and I didn't mean to. It was just so perfectly outlined. Wow. Creator, do we need to have a talk? You drew that perfectly. Like, his face and everything is like, okay, the face to neck ratio. It's a drawing, right? You did that great, but you did that part perfectly. I'm just saying. I ain't the only one out here that saw it. You almost jump as the tall slash man suddenly appears in one of the doorways of the hallway you are in. You don't immediately realize that he is dressed in a suit because of how disheveled and scruffy he appears to be. Albeit, you're not in any position to judge. His eye bags almost seem to merge with his dark eyes as he tiredly looks straight at you. If your eyesight was just a bit worse, you would have even thought that he just had two big holes for eyes. Oh my god. You need some sleep, sir. Given how pale his skin is otherwise. Dumbfounded, you stare back at him, thinking that this eye contact is going on for a bit too long for your taste. Before you realize that it's your cue to respond. How will I respond? Yes, that's me. Wrong, my name is actually. How did you guess? Are you psychic? See, I'm kind of a sarcastic type of person, and I like to play dumb sometimes, so I would probably pick that in real life. That would indeed be me, sir. Aye, Captain. Are you psychic? How did you guess? Are you a psychic or something? Okay, I don't think he likes games. The man stares at you in utter confusion for what feels like a minute before heavily breathing out. You're here to sign the leasing contract, correct? Yeah. In order to even apply for this place, you had to put in your name. Did somebody say something? Oh, was that me that said something? I can't go back, I think. Yeah, I don't think I can go back. Okay, that's fine. It's like somebody said something. That's true. And I even contacted you by using the name you've submitted. That was me, by the way. Seung Min Kim. Mr. Kim, I am so sorry. I'm not gonna ruin your name. I'm just gonna call you Mr. Kim, okay? Embarrassed. You have nothing left to say as your questionable logic gets taken apart by a man in front of you. He sure did absolutely just break down everything I said. Mr. Kim tiredly rubs his forehead before looking back at you. Let's just forget about this. We've already lost enough time as it is. Okay. Now, if you don't mind, I'll be late for work if you don't hurry, so if you could just follow me to the kitchen. Okay, sir, I'm sorry. The man then promptly walks into the kitchen, and you, still decomposed, are left with no choice but to follow him in. You step into the kitchen and, once again, get temporarily stunned by just how normal everything looks. Sure, you could tell that someone lives here by the small stains and patches of dust here and there, but if you had to choose, you'd happily use this space to take some photos for online housing ads or something. Speaking of photos, you thank the heavens for the millionth time today. If Mr. Kim put up pictures of this apartment, it would have gotten snatched before you could even apply. Yeah, people be house hunting hard, especially for good deal house hunting. You don't know if that was just a pure laziness or simple lack of time, but you couldn't feel more grateful to the man in front of you for leaving the listing so empty. But you shouldn't feel grateful just yet. You still haven't signed the contract. Now, if you would just look through the papers and sign at the places I marked. Huh? The papers on the table. It's the contract. Wait, is that it? What does it look like? That can't be it, right? He won't even ask for additional information? It could be a good reason why he's not asking for more information, but it also could be a really, really bad one. But if you're concerned about the rent, the payment is obviously upfront, but you can go through that in the evening. If I stay any longer, I'll probably get fired for being late. You're free to move your stuff and unpack, though. But if you're not interested, that's fine too. But then I'd appreciate it if you... No, of course we're interested. I mean, you walking around with a hammer on you, sir. Of course I'm interested. I mean, yeah, you got a slouching problem. Who doesn't? You probably play video games. Your hair is a little, shoveled, like somebody shook up your head. That's okay. But you got glasses, you're cute, and again, you carrying around a monster. No, I'll sign. I'm interested. Wow, you're an eager one, aren't you? Right. Clearly, this man is not all too concerned about who his new flatmate will be. If he was, he wouldn't have put up an empty listing and respond to a random application within minutes of receiving it. You can't even afford to care about his reasons at this point. It's a good apartment, and the rent is something that you can afford, and the tenant doesn't look all too crazy. He just looks lazy and tired, exhausted. He puts up with a lot. He looks like he has 12 kids. You quickly grab the papers with slightly trembling hands as you then read through them. After making sure that it really isn't some part of a human trafficking ring, you take the pen laying down on the table and find the marked spots that Mr. Kim mentioned. Okay. I'm typing with one hand. Don't judge me. Voyia. Oh, well, isn't that cute? That's a cute. Oh, wait. And I love his signature. I love it. I do. Sign it, please. Thank you. Okay. After you sign, you audibly breathe out before handing the papers to Mr. Kim. He quickly goes through them, then nods at you. Great. The room is the one opposite of the bathroom. It's to the right of the kitchen. Okay, and it's right by the kitchen? Okay, I like that. That should be it for now. Okay. Right. The man in front of you feels around his pocket for a brief second after putting his hand into one and then taking something out. Here's the key. Just don't lose it. I got an item. Okay. Your hand seems to shake even more as Mr. Kim puts a simple metallic key into them. I won't. That would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, we will handle the payment later. I should get going. Right. Lock the door after me? Yes. Yes, of course. Right. My character is just so excited to have her own place. You tried to shake off your stupor. You still can't believe that you're officially not homeless anymore. Yay, we're not homeless anymore. Still somewhat stupefied, you follow Mr. Kim back to the entrance where he proceeds to put his shoes on. Shoes that looked as scruffy as he is. Then stands straight in front of the door. As straight as his slouched back allows him to, anyway. Just make sure you lock it properly. And don't let strangers in. I'm not a kid. I at least know this much. Right. Well, I'll see you in the evening. I'll be happy to have you for dinner. Oh. Well, okay. Let me whip something up. I'm actually a good cook. I'm not a great cook, right? Because Anxiety prevents me from being a great cook, but I'm a good cook. Just tell me what you want me to make and I'll figure it out. I got you. With that, Mr. Kim leaves through the entrance door and you waste no time, shut and lock it. Such a simple motion, yet it feels so foreign to you. While on different levels, you are now also a resident of this apartment. You own a key. You can lock a door. You can sleep in your own room. So simple yet so foreign. You squeeze the key that already made home in your palm and can't help but let a nervous smile curl your lips. I did it. I really did it. This is how I feel when I achieve something on YouTube. I be trying to keep it calm, be like, thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. But I be in my insides be like, thank you so much. I be dancing in the inside. I promise you. Still overcome with a max of relief and excitement, you locate your room that, just like Mr. Kim said, is opposite the bathroom. You walk through a simple door into a bedroom that appears to be just as simple. You're surprised to find that it's actually fully furnished, bed and desk included. Okay, well, he at least provided us with furniture. At this point, you wouldn't even mind sleeping on the floor, but seeing how the bed even has its own bed sheets, you almost tear up. If this is a dream, I would be so peed off. But it isn't. And you can hardly believe it. Well, I guess I might as well unpack. The only good thing about being homeless is that besides the backpack always glued to your shoulder, you have no other things. You take it off and start going through your carefully packed stuff. This is so sweet. I'm so happy that they got their stuff together. They got their apartment. You can't tell, but I'm smiling from ear to ear. This is making me happy. I'm just waiting for the horror. Finally done with putting your things away, you turn towards your new bed and look down at it with rising temptation. No longer able to resist, you let yourself fall onto the fresh bed sheets. So soft and all yours. You rub your face against the pillow with a smile. It feels like the luck that you've accumulated throughout the year was all poured into this one day. Oh, I can't wait. My goal for this year has already been reached. My goal was 2,500. I reached it in June and I have been happy ever since. My next goal is to I guess 3K. I'm ready to reach 3K. I'm ready to keep going. And it's just every time I reach there, I feel like I'm so lucky that I'm happy that I'm growing and that I'm getting better. Who knows? Maybe in the future, you'll even be able to rent an apartment of your own. Everything seems possible now. It really does. You don't notice how your eyelids start feeling heavier and heavier, and by the time you realize and open your eyes, a few minutes have already passed. Luckily though, you don't have a shift today. Might as well take a nap. A really lucky day, huh? Left with no energy to even think, you let yourself fall into a deep slumber. I think I'm going to end it right here. As soon as, whatever happens comes back. Okay. With that, I'm going to end it right here. Thank you guys so much. So far, so good. You guys let me know, and it means the world to me when y'all let me know, because it lets the creator know, basically, that they're doing a great job with their game. And again, all feedback is sometimes, I can't say all feedback is good feedback. I was going to say that. But, some feedback is good feedback. And so if you have a little something that you want to add with just a little bit that you saw, because it's just a little bit. This game is up to 1 to 2 hours. That's why I said I'm going to break it up into parts, because I'm not feeling good still. And so with that being said, I want to break this up in parts so I don't mess up, so you guys get my full energy and stuff. And right now I feel okay to record, but I am starting to not feel okay. So I'm going to break this up in parts like I did Duality. I'm going to make a playlist so you guys can watch this. And I will see all of you in the next episode. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye. Love you, love you, love you.